All right, we got to talk about it. There's a lot of things we got to talk about these prices of tickets and prices and tickets. Good old Ticketmaster, good old anywhere. So here's my problem about purchasing tickets on Ticketmaster is that typically Ticketmaster has an upcharge fees for that can range from $20 to $60 depending on the ticket. I've noticed that typically when you purchase a ticket, for example, WWE, right? If you decide to choose a nosebleed, they still charge you a good amount of money. It ranges $100, $150, sometimes up to $200. It depends on the place. It depends on where. And I say that because it depends on the area. We'll get into it. We'll get into everything. So let's say they charge you $150 for a nosebleed. You get to literally touch the rafters of the arena, right? They will still charge you over $100 just the seat itself, right? And then they'll slap on additional fees. That's processing fees under Ticketmaster. And it's just like, what? Exactly what is there to process on Ticketmaster? It's just a seat that you're buying, that you're acquiring and holding on your account. And I feel like it's just one of those bigger scams in Ticketmaster where you have this, 15K capacity crowd, right? That's all buying tickets. All that money going right to Ticketmaster. What does Ticketmaster do and what do they do with all that money? It's not just wrestling, but like all the events that happen every day, not just America, but all over the world. Ticketmaster has to be one of the most successful ticket websites that there is in regards to going to events. It's the number one go-to. If you want to know what's going on in your area, you go on Ticketmaster and it will tell you what's going on in your area. It'll tell you all the events that they have. And it's phenomenal. And it's not just like one event in one day. There's multiple events in one day that's going on. And it's just so phenomenal how much money they're just gathering through just processing fees. It's like, wow. You have to think about that in an aspect of even when NFL is going to be a thing soon, right? Football games with more than 15,000 people. Well, you got thousands and thousands, 30, 40, sometimes more or less. It depends on the team in the stadium. It's just phenomenal how much people they're just grabbing money from. And it's like they could charge $10 just a regular processing fee and be okay. But this just feels like more of just money hungry, power feeding kind of thing going on here. And it's wild because there's a couple of WWE events coming my way near me. Not in the town that I'm specifically in. Sometimes they do events here in my town, but they're not doing it here. And what WWE used to do is they used to, like, if they were to go to the state of Georgia, right? They would go to every other city in that area for the next couple of weeks and then carry on over to the next state. It was easier for transporting the ring around. It was easier to move the wrestlers around. It was just easier in general as a business to stay within one city to another and then move on over to the next state, right? So that used to be a thing back in the day. Now I've noticed that they're just kind of everywhere. For example, they are going from LA to Tampa, and it's like that's across the states. So obviously they have to have warehouses now. They have to have rings available almost all over the place. They're huge of a company, and I'm pretty sure they are more ready and set to do whatever, because they got their PC performance in Orlando. So obviously Florida is a dominant state for them to do whatever they want to do. And I'm sure they have a warehouse over there. And I'm sure they have something going on in California. I don't know. But it's just one of those examples where it's like back in the day, when they did a tour, they used to tour nearing cities. So like if it was in Tampa or Orlando, it would go from there to Miami and then Daytona or whatever. Like it would just hit up the popular cities to Jacksonville, and then make their way to Savannah and Atlanta and just work their way around. Not anymore. So now, instead of them just coming here to town, there's one event coming up That's Friday Night SmackDown in Savannah. And I'm looking around at tickets there. Tickets are cheaper there, but the problem is, do I really want to drive a couple of hours on the road? Do I really want to waste the gas money? Gas money's about $40. Do I really want to spend money on food? If I want food, do I get it at the arena? Well, let's see. Beer is like $10 over there. Food over there is $20. No, food's not optimal or worth it anymore. So, depending on what you get over there, food is just not worth it. Let's see. Do I want to just pick up food? Well, picking up food is not expensive these days. I mean, it's not the worst decision either. You can always eat gas station food, or you can just buy food and make it at home and bring it with you. You're still spending money one way or the other to get food, right? But it's just one of those weird, chaotic things where it's like, well, if I'm going to drive a couple hours, food is going to be a necessity. And I'm not going to be driving alone. I'm going to have my other half with me because I like to take her to events with me. And it's just one of those things where it's like, all right, well, now, feeding two people, getting drinks for each other, going to the event. We could always split the money, but it's still pricey and expensive. It's probably just better off to stay home. I don't know. So it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, so let's look at Tampa. All right, Tampa's also 3-4 hours away, maybe more. I looked at the Yingling Center because that's where they're going to be at. They have 3 events going on. I think 3 or 2. I don't know. All their tickets are twice the amount as the one in Savannah. They're at the Yingling Center. It's a bigger arena, and it is so much pricier over there than it is in Savannah. And the show's more sold out, and everything there is just a little more inconvenient because it's a longer drive. Food is still going to be expensive, and the tickets are expensive. So now it's like, okay, well, let's go to Savannah then. But do I really want to drive a couple hours now? Do I really, I don't know, do I really want to go out there? I don't know. It's not like I haven't been to Savannah. I've been to Savannah a couple of times. But one of the other things I need to put together, right, is that last December I went to a WWE holiday tour. It was an okay experience. The event itself was fine. The people near us sucked. I hate to say that, but we had a couple of rowdy people around us. Like the first half of the show was okay, but after the first half of the show, there's this couple who came in, and their seats were next to ours or close to ours. Dude's just drunk. Dude's spilling beer on people in front of him. Dude's just dancing. The only one standing up. Security got onto him a couple of times, but they never took him away, and he was still just acting weird. And so it's stuff like that. Fans just kind of ruin the event, and it's just like, I don't know, when everyone else is sitting, you should probably sit down. If you're spilling beer on people, you should probably stop drinking beer. It's just one of those things where it's like his behavior is not matching with the behavior of the crowd. If everyone's standing up, fine, whatever. If you're dancing and everyone's dancing, fine, whatever. Everyone's eating, yeet, That's the time to yeet. You don't freaking yeet in the middle of a match where no one's doing anything but watching the match. And it was a holiday tour. It was a non-televised event, so they're not recording it. So if you're gonna watch it, it's the only time to watch it because you're not gonna watch it ever again. So just sit down and enjoy the event. Nope. So this dude kind of just ruined the experience last time, and I don't know. I think I paid about $400 in total for the seats. Well, and just in general for the event. But yeah, no, it just kind of ruined it. So it's like, do I really want to inconvenience myself to drive 2 hours to go to another WWE show and risk sitting in a crowd and someone's just being weird? Because I don't know why. It's WWE events, but even the show before that, I went to Savannah, right? I was all by myself. I was seated to where I was sitting, and you could tell there's some people that like to move around and not sit where they purchased. And so there was a seat that was just kind of open in front of me, and then a lady just kind of sat there, and then almost the same thing with the other person, right? She's just being weird over there. She's just getting up and down in times that, like, it's whatever. Trying to take pictures even though the thing's being recorded. I understand taking pictures, like, when a wrestler comes out, right? Recording the whole thing, it's, like, unnecessary. And it's just, I don't know, kind of blocking my view. I don't really want to get up. Do I say something? I don't know. It's kind of weird. Do I look like a douche for doing it? Maybe. I don't know. So it's just one of those things where it's like, ugh, I have a little bit of social anxiety, so I don't like to get into that kind of situation. So I typically just stay away from things, right? And I just don't do it. You know, I just take care of myself. So it's just, I don't know why. But anytime I go to any other event, like AEW, because we're talking about wrestling right now, I've gone to concerts. Concerts are fine. I've gone to football games. Football games are fine. AEW, they're fine. Like, the fans there are doing great. I don't think the fans in AEW. You know, I don't think they're different from WWE fans. I'm pretty sure that a lot of the AEW fans that go to the shows, I'm pretty sure most of them go to WWE shows when they come to town, right? Or at least it seems like that, because you have to be a hardcore wrestling fan to really enjoy AEW and be there. So it's just one of those things where it's like, I don't know, it's just weird, different behavior. I went to AEW World's End. I got myself a ringside ticket. The crowd was great. Everything was great. I don't know. It's just wild to me. So that has to come to ticket pricings. Like I said, if I can go alone for sure. It's going to be cheaper if I do it alone. But if I want to bring someone, well, no, it's going to be a little more expensive. But if we decide to go 50-50s and halfsies, it's not bad. But it's like, I can get a better deal just elsewhere. I can just, wait till they do come to town, or I don't know. It's just, I don't think I'm gonna go out of my way to go to a wrestling event now. It's just one of those things where it's like not optimal. I've got my own luxury of a lifestyle going on here, but I have to work for it. And so it's just, when you become an adult, now you have responsibilities, and now you got to think about this kind of stuff. I used to go to wrestling events all the time, and I still do. I've gone to one earlier this year to AEW. What was it? Dynamite, when they got here in January, I think. It was late January, early February, somewhere around there. So I've already gone to a wrestling event this year. I've gone to hundreds of wrestling events. I've seen Cody Rhodes so many times. He's the main headline for the Savannah. John Cena is the main headline for Tampa, even throughout the 3 events or 2 events or whatever they got going on. I've seen John Cena like 10 times. I don't need to be there for his retirement tour. And I think that's one of the other things, is that a lot of people are there because of John Cena's retirement tour. I feel like that is one of the other things that's going on, is that they have this big name who's retiring, and obviously milk it. You're going to milk the customers, right? You're going to grab their money. And I've noticed the other thing is that, like, I'm looking at Savannah tickets. John Cena's not there. Cody Rhodes is. It's a Friday Night SmackDown. It's going to be, I guess, a little bit a bland of a show. I don't watch WWE every day. I catch their highlights on X. Do I really need to go to the show? So let's also take in factor of, well, if it's out of town, do I really need to go out of my way? Probably not. I can probably just sit back, relax, enjoy the show. But just mainly it's the ticket prices, It's just like, well, I got so many other things I got to focus on. I don't think I should. So I don't know. If it was cheaper like it used to be, sure. Because for $100, I used to be ringside in AEW. That's how I got ringside at AEW World's End. $100. It was a cheap ticket. I think someone was reselling it, but I was in the third row. Third row's not bad. Front camera. In front of the camera, in front of everything, right? I saw the commentators. I could literally hear them speak. I was right there. A great show, fantastic show. I got to see all the megastars. So it's like $100 there versus 100. No, it's not even $100. It's like $150 nosebleed per ticket. High up, reaching the rafters, like I said. You're blinded by the light essentially. You have a nice view, but you're just sitting there, and I don't know who's gonna be near me, right? So it's like, do I really want to risk it? Do I really want to spend all that money? Probably not. So that's just the difference in prices, right? It just does so much. It does so much because I can easily get a great ticket price at AEW. In WWE, it can spend the same amount of money but just have the worst seat, and also maybe just sitting next to another fan that's just not being good, and no one's doing anything about it. So there's just a lot of things to put in consideration. It's like I got to do a 2-hour drive. 2+ hour, depending on traffic. Got to get some food. It's a risk. I don't think I want to do it though. So, and I've already gone to so many events. I've already gone to so many SmackDowns. I've already gone to Savannah, Georgia 3 times now for wrestling events. So there's a bug in here. That's so annoying. So I don't think I need to go. I think I'm good to stay. And it's like Yingling Center, John Cena Retirement Tour. Do I want to attend? Sure. Can I? Not right now. So that's exactly what I'm looking at. It's just all those weird things going on. But it's like, I'm not the only one complaining about ticket prices. If you actually go on social media and just search up WWE ticket prices, like, you see countless of people just complaining about it and comparing it with other events, not just AEW, but like other sporting events or concerts or anything. I plan on going to DC in a couple of months, right? And I was curious to see if there's any events going on at that time frame. And I saw a concert of a band, The Struts. It's, I think, their 10th year anniversary of celebrating an album. And it's general admission. It's at the Anthem. And I clicked on it, and it's just $50-$60. A whole show, concert. The band, and probably, I'm sure other bands are going to be there playing music before they get on, but it's like, I can enjoy an event for $50-$60. And be up close to the stage as well. Do I really need to spend over $100 for nosebleeds? Remember how, if you're a long-time wrestling fan like me, if you haven't watched wrestling for as long as I have, you'll remember that a lot of wrestlers, right, the heel wrestlers, mid-carder heel wrestlers, go out in the ring, say some stuff, and then they'll say something about, owning, complaining about the crowd, owning the crowd, even calling out the nosebleed cheap seats. They used to be cheap seats. It used to be cheap seats. It used to be just, 10, 20, well, not 10. I'm sure it used to be back in the day. Really back. But no, it used to be like $20, $30, $40, $50. Now it's 2, 3, 4 times the price. And even the people who are reselling tickets, scalpers, I hate that so much about Ticketmaster. It's such an abusive system because a lot of people make a living off of that, right? A lot of people making a living off of that. That's another issue we got to bring up, right? Scalpers. How and why is that a thing? Because Ticketmaster makes money out of it, right? Ticketmaster, processing fees, they charge them for the first time when the seat's available, right? A person buys it, resells the ticket. There's still more processing fees to it after the resold ticket has been sold again. And it's like, just extra money for Ticketmaster. So why not? Milk it. Milk it. Get all the scalpers going. But it's just, so many people complain about scalpers, and Ticketmaster has absolutely done nothing about it. You can easily make a $100 ticket to a $1,000 ticket and just profit off of it like that. You can get yourself a ringside ticket. I could have done that at AEW's World End. I could have turned that $100 ticket, make it into $1,000, see if I get lucky. I want to be at the event, so I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be mean. I'm not going to be douchey about it. But it's like, scalpers. I hate it. People will do anything for money. It doesn't matter about the event. It could be outside of wrestling. It could be at a sports event. Same thing happens over there too. They get good seats. They resell them for 4 or 5 times the amount, and they make the revenue off of it. And that's why they do it. because they keep buying tickets, they resell it, and that it's easy 1, 2, 3. You just sit on your computer all day, you look at tickets, you buy what you assume would probably be wanted or needed. You probably look up dates. You probably look up dates of when tickets release, and then you try to join the queue and be there as soon as you can, and just buy as much as you can and resell and profit. You know, I hate that so much. It's such an easy process, and so many people do it, but it's just, I hate it. It sucks for wrestling fans such as myself, because it's like, man, look at all these open seats. 90% of them are all being resold. This sucks. So it's just also one of those things to consider, is like they're flipping even nosebleed seats. They're already expensive as is, $200, $300 seats. At the Yingling Center, I searched up to nosebleed seats, right? Very high up, again, touching the rafters, $200 over there. And I feel like they are doubling the price over there in Tampa because of the John Cena retirement tour. It's what makes the most sense to me right now. I feel like that is just what's going on. Because, I don't know, I don't think the event would be as big without it. John Cena is such a huge name, especially after his acting career. He is a phenomenal actor. I feel like he's better than The Rock about acting, right? Rock, he's a good actor. He's a hit or miss though. He has some good movies. He's made some meh movies lately. Some movies just feel like it's just being overproduced, and it's because it's just his name, right? He's not a bad actor though. He has his funny moments. There's some movies it seems like, he's all there, but there's some other movies. A lot of people complain about Black Adam. It's just some movies that just don't hit. It's what it is. But every time I see a John Cena movie, even like the smaller ones, it hits almost all the time. And so I feel like John Cena being an actor has definitely gotten a lot of mainstream attention. And so obviously he's a big name. And he comes back to wrestling. He announces he's retiring. Oh no, this is the last time I'm going to see John Cena. Got to go there. Oh no, I've never seen John Cena. I got to go there. I've seen John Cena many a times. I've seen him wrestle Big Show in a steel cage match. This was during one of those house show tours. I've seen Cena propose to Nikki Bella at WrestleMania. I've seen earlier that year, in 2017, I seen him in SmackDown. What was it? Was he doing a contract signing with, I think it was AJ Styles. I think he was feuding with AJ Styles. Don't quote me on that. I think that's what was happening. So I've seen him there. I feel like I've seen him. I'm just missing another time or date. I don't know. But the point is, I've seen him countless of times already, right? I've seen him. I've seen him in action. I've seen him in his prime. I've seen him before his bald spot. I've seen him after he had covered his bald spot. Good on him. But I don't need to see him. He's going to go back to movie acting, I'm very sure. Or even just retire in general. He can do that. He doesn't have to make movies. How much money does he have? A lot. So it's like, he doesn't have to. I can understand retiring from wrestling. That hurts. Everything hurts about wrestling. Look at his age. How old is he? Is he in his mid-40s? What's going on there? Let's just search up John Cena on Wikipedia right now and see how old John Cena is. He is 48. So you can't really blame him for stopping at wrestling at 48. Now, of course, there's wrestlers out there that wrestle past that age. Ric Flair certainly wrestled past that age. Chris Jericho, he is a wrestler who's active. Well, right now he's not wrestling, but he's 54 years old. He's still wrestling. So it's just one of those things where it's like, you can't blame him. I don't know. You can't blame him for retiring at 48. It's not a bad year, but this is his year. This is his final year, and he only has a certain select amount of dates too. He's not doing every WWE show either. So, for example, Savannah, Friday Night SmackDown, he's not going to be there. So who am I going there for? Cody Rhodes. I've seen him more times than John Cena. I've seen Cody Rhodes so many times in AEW when they're in Jacksonville doing Daily's Place every Wednesday. I was there for a good chunk of that. So I don't need to see Cody Rhodes. All right, well, who else is going to SmackDown? Uh, that's actually a good question. I kind of want to see who all is going to WWE Savannah SmackDown. Let's see. I meant to click on WWE events, and it's like, do I trust StubHub? I'm also searching at this, and I also see other, you know, ticket websites. Can I trust StubHub? Can I trust SeatGeek? Can I trust other ticket websites? I've never done that. I've never bought a ticket outside of Ticketmaster. So I don't know how that works, if I can just buy it from StubHub, because StubHub, after I searched it on Google, happens to be the next option. And it's like, I can. Tickets are cheaper on here. $70 for way out there seats. But do I? I don't know. That's also another thing. Is like, am I getting scammed through these websites? I've never. Because when you go on WWE.com, right, and you click on events, it will direct you to Ticketmaster. I'll click on buy tickets now. Ticketmaster, first thing. And let's see. So, SmackDown. Wrestlers. Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton. I've seen Randy Orton so many times. More times than John Cena. LA Knight. I've actually never seen him before, but I hate to say this, but LA Knight has lost his momentum. 2 years ago, biggest top there, top as a wrestler. He should have been pushed at that time. He should have been world champ by now. No, and it's I hate that he's not a world champ. LA Knight is such a great dude, phenomenal wrestler. But that's all. Bianca Belair will be there. Jacob Fatu, who is the U.S. champ. Solo. And that's all. This is just the 6 names that I see. So nothing is promising. Nothing seems like that. Nothing screams my name. It's like that I need to be there. No one's gonna make a surprise entrance there. So StubHub. Can I just like search if StubHub and SeatGeek are they a scam? You sometimes see ads out there about the two websites on like Instagram and stuff like that. Do I need to go there? I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna do it either way though. Like, if StubHub happens to be cheap, right? It actually works. I can get $60 tickets, 120. That's manageable. That I can do. That I can work with. Because it's still less than 200. Enough for gas, enough for food. 200 right there. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I gotta pay for parking too. But you get what I mean, right? Like, wrestling tickets shouldn't be this expensive. If it was UFC, sure, but now TKO is a thing, so UFC and WWE have merged together, even though they're still separate and, you know, two different things. Now you got a bunch of people in board of directors. Now you got a bunch of people making random decisions for both companies that don't know WWE and that don't know UFC, so it's like, great. And UFC was always pricey too, right? UFC tickets in general, and they sell out. Big fights, big names, big people. Like, that's real fighting. You got fans for that. You got fans for fake fighting. So, and oddly enough, that's two different fan bases that attack each other. Well, it's more so UFC just saying, oh yeah, WWE is just trash because it's fake fighting. Like, why do you even like that kind of stuff? Well, that's because they don't understand the aspect of wrestling. They don't understand the story in the ring. It's like, why do you watch movies? Well, because you're here for the entertainment, right? Exactly what wrestling is. You're there for the entertainment. It is fake wrestling, sure. You're missing out that there's a story in the ring and story outside the ring. But there's a lot of people too oblivious to that, and a lot of people that are just like beating their chest to it. You know, that they just like, oh, you're like WWE, well, you're just a nerd. That's fine. It's whatever. I mean, it's 2025. A lot of people actually have moved on from that. So a lot of people in like schools and whatnot, they don't get picked on as much anymore as they used to about, you know, being a WWE fan or whatever. Let's see. Sheesh. Though I'm looking at prices on SeatGeek. They're just equally as bad though. StubHub actually has better deals. Like I'm seeing $70, $60 tickets. I'm like, wow, what a deal. Here on SeatGeek, it's literally almost the same amount that I'm seeing at Ticketmaster. So if I go back to StubHub, it's like I gotta search this. Is StubHub fake? Let's Google it. I want to Google it right here. Is StubHub legit? That's the first thing. Can StubHub be trusted by Reddit? I just need to know. Alright, so so a few days ago, says a Reddit user, Connect Peace 9231. So a few days ago, I bought 3 tickets on StubHub for a Taylor Swift concert in Paris in 2024. I would have bought them off Ticketmaster, but I got waitlisted. Is StubHub good and real? Question mark, question mark. Except they didn't say is StubHub. They said it StubHub. Why does it say I don't get my tickets until the day? I literally live in Canada, and I'm so worried it will end up being fake or something. So let's look at some of these responses. StubHub is alright. This is from Bergs1212, right? StubHub is legit, but they have very little control if a seller wants to be bad and not honor their sale. Oh. They can't hold a gun to the head of some random reseller and actually force them to transfer you the tickets. If they do not send you the tickets, you will get, at the very least, a refund. However, they will not compensate you in any way for flights or hotels. Their apology might be a 10% off coupon on top of your refund. It's kind of like driving a car. I'll just hope and expect everyone does what they are supposed to do and we don't all get into car accidents. And then a user replied to that, Unfor Department 72. He said, no, StubHub is not a good company. They say they have a guarantee. They do not buy from them. Great. Alright, so another user, Atlanta Fan 73. Ticketmaster sells the tickets directly from the artist/promoter, which is known as the primary market. StubHub sells tickets on the secondary market, which is people who bought the tickets from Ticketmaster pre-sale, in this case, and then want to sell those tickets to someone else, possibly at a higher price. People really do sell their tickets on StubHub. It is a legitimate site. There's always possibilities someone could try to sell fraudulent tickets, but because the seller don't get paid until after the concert takes place and the ticket proves to be genuine, there generally is not motivation to sell fake tickets from what I can deduce, though I am not an expert. Okay. So, some people are saying it's a legitimate website that mostly works. Huh. This is just, I don't know. Some people are saying, Jeff So 77, do not trust StubHub, and if you paid for tickets you do not have yet, you definitely got scammed. But that's all there is. I don't know if he's talking from experience. Beware, this company is a criminal organization. StubHub scammed us badly, says user Special Base 9749. We flew from Toronto to Mexico City to see Madonna. After weeks of unsuccessful calls asking why we couldn't get full details of the seating, and after they changed the delivery date of the tickets, they finally arrived day of. When we got them, they were printed on fill sheets of paper from a home inkjet printer. I called StubHub to verify if they were legit, nice grammar, and they confirmed they were. We were turned away at the gate, along with the hundreds of others who also purchased from StubHub and Viagogo. sister's company, as the as the tickets were invalid. Heartbreaking for us, and thousands of dollars wasted in expenses to travel there. Don't get scammed like we did. So this is just I just don't want to buy from StubHub now. So it's like, SeatGeek, it's like, what are you? If your prices are almost the same on Ticketmaster, well, why are you even a thing, SeatGeek? I'm not going to look at you. So basically, StubHub is a bunch of just tickets being resold. Well, one way or the other, I'm not. It's phenomenal that so many people got scammed from StubHub, right? Like, they're actual genuinely telling their stories on here, and there's nothing they can do about it. Like, I guess to get the refunds after, but like if you're traveling, that's not worth it. So, yikes. I don't like that. I don't like that at all for a company. So, I don't know. It's May 30th. I'm looking too much into this whole situation. I'm not. I don't think I'm buying tickets to Savannah. So again, it used to be manageable. Now it's not. Why? I don't know. So it's National Water a Flower Day. It's May 30th, the release date of this episode. So if you see a flower, water it. It's also National Hole in My Bucket Day. It's got a picture of holes on a bucket that's leaking water. On May 30th of each year, National Hole in My Bucket Day is observed. This wacky holiday is in honor of the fun children's song, There's a Hole in My Bucket. The song, which has its origins in 1700 Germany, is about a back and forth conversation between Henry and Liza. Liza? L-I-Z-A. Henry needs to fix his leaky bucket. In each stanza, Henry asks Liza for advice. In the end, he needs a bucket to carry water to repair his bucket. So, that's an interesting one. Oh, and because it's May 30th, if your birthday is today, happy birthday to you on May 30th. You share a birthday with CeeLo Green. Because why not? Anyways, I think that's all I have to say about prices. I think most people understand the point. The thesis, it's just prices are expensive now. I don't have all the money in the world. I'm a working man. I have my own things to fix and figure out and deal with. I think I can skip on WWE tickets. That's the conclusion that I have made. So, if I were you guys, right? A lot of people live bill by bill, right? If you're in a position where it's like you gotta use your credit card or pull a loan for tickets, you might as well just stop there. You might as well just turn around. Don't do it. Even though there's apps like Klarna or PayPal even, I think, offers this service where you can buy the ticket using through them, but they have payments. They have installed payments that you can do. So if I, for example, I choose to spend $200, right? $300, they can do, give me $50 every month until you fully paid. So 6 months, right? Or 4 months, whatever you choose to pay. Now you're obligated to pay them $50 a month. Is it really worth it? If you know you can, sure. But even with these options right here, right? I can do that. I'm not going to do that. I think I have enough payments already as is in the real world, right? Even though 2 jobs and additional income money from outside, yeah, it's just not worth it. I don't know. It's just, you got to think outside the box here, right? So that's my advice of the day, right? I'm pretty sure once the hype of WWE comes down, once they normalize themselves, tickets might be more manageable. And if it wasn't for the past couple of experiences I've had in WWE, I might have been more inclined to go. But because of what has happened, I think I'll stay, and I think I'll be okay with that, right? Now, if AEW comes to town, I'm probably gonna go, right? If WWE comes, I will try to be more wise on the tickets. I'll be more wise on where I'm sitting. And I try to be wise, right? I'm not just picking random seats. Yeah, that's what it is, though. So, thanks for hearing me complain about ticket prices and stuff like that. It is what it is. It's life. Things will happen. Nothing we can do about it. It's the circle of life. So, thank you for watching, listening, subscribing, commenting, rating, doing whatever you do on YouTube. I will see you guys next time, on the next episode, or even on my gameplays. Whatever you want to watch me through, that's also fine. Or just, come back another time. It's cool. But for now, go to bed.